now we're gonna be making HTML pages and CSS. Very simple because this is more about Node, not about the page. So instead of doing test route, we're just gonna be doing slash because we right now we don't need any more route. We're just gonna be sending the basic route. So we're just gonna be sending a hello, and then there's this library which is used a lot, which is called nodemon. So if we install it, so if we do npm I nodemon and then we slash save to save it as dev, like dash dash save dev, and we just run it. Now once it's installed, just do inside of the package.json, we're going to be in the script like object, we're going to be making a new script. Let's call it dev start, like that, and we're just going to do nodemon index.js. We save the package.json, and then we do npm run dev start. um, this is only going to be used for running it when we're making it, because we don't really want it to restart every 3 seconds. So that's why I saved it as a dev dependency, and that's why it's a dev start. Okay, so if we go into the slash route here, it should work. Oh no, because I set it to the wrong port. If we just, now that's because nodemon automatically restarts. Here it says hello. Now instead of sending just hello, we could make like an HTML page that is sent over. So we're gonna be making a new folder called public. This is where all of our front-end files are gonna go, like the CSS, the HTML, the JavaScript, the front-end JavaScript, not Node, because that's something else. So index.html here, and then we just start with the boilerplate file. So we do like that. We're gonna call it web page or web server, and we're just gonna be in a bold tag. We're gonna say hi. Now this is like, now that we have this, whenever we go into the slash route, instead of just sending a weird hello, we're just gonna be sending a file of the HTML. So if we just do a concatenation, it requires the exact path. So we're going to be, instead of putting the path itself, we're going to get the variable that's defined like globally called your name. This is different per file. It's just like where the file is in the computer. So if we do just your name slash and then public slash HTML index.html. Now if we run this, it should send the HTML file. Now if we were to add a CSS, let's say we had like a style sheet that we wanted to link with our HTML file. Here it's very basic. We're just going to be making a body, very simple. So font family of Courier New, for example. Just, we're not focusing on the front end now, we're focusing on Node and the web server. So if we make a link to it, so link CSS, and we do a style sheet.css, and we run it, it should say an error because it cannot find it. That's because we need to use some express middleware so that it says like, if I need the file, give it to me from in the server folder. So if we do app.use and then we do slash, and then we just do express.static, takes in the roots, so we do your name and slash public. Anything inside the public folder will go, if it's needed, will go into the client. Now, if we run this, it says hi. Just note, do not put in the public folder, do not put anything that you don't want to share with the internet, because anything that's inside of that folder, because of this middleware, will go into the internet, and people can look into the sources folder and see anything that's in that folder, unless you made some protection, which is a bit more complicated, but just this is very basic. So now we have our HTML page, we can do different routes. So let's say we wanted another route. We're not going to do post right now, we're just doing get. So let's do an API route. Inside of here, we're gonna be making some. We're gonna be res.send. Let's just send some JSON because it's an API. It's a REST API. Um, we're gonna be sending some JSON. We could connect it to other APIs like the NASA or any other API with fetch, but now we're just gonna be making a very simple REST API that sends messages like, no, let's say message, no, instead of that we're gonna send um, you have requested to see the API, and now we can just do message is gonna be that. Okay, now if we run this and we go into the API route, so slash API, oh sorry, we're going to slash API. It says here we send the JSON with what we want. So you have requested to see the API, because this is just the route for the API. Now you could do like app.post, but as I said, I'm not going to be covering that because it's a bit more complicated. And we can also like change anything that we link in the HTML and that's in the public folder. Will go into the internet. Imagine that the public folder was a slash route. So if you were to the index is like public slash index, so you could access it here. So we could say index.html. It would work exactly the same. Now you could also access the style sheet .css. That's why you need to be careful with what you put in the inside of the public folder, because if you put anything dangerous or anything that you don't want to share, it could lead to people getting access to that stuff, and you don't want that. Now now that we've done that, what if we wanted to like inside of the script we made a front-end JavaScript that fetches the API. Let's say API. We're gonna be making an async. We're gonna be doing it inside an. No, actually, let's not make async. We're gonna be making a then. Like then is if it's a promise, because fetch returns a promise. So we're gonna be doing dot then. We're just gonna be making a new. Let's make a paragraph tag. I'm not gonna be covering HTML, but just say ID of value. And now we're gonna be saying document.get elements by ID value. We're just getting this paragraph tag dot text node dot text dot inner text equal, let's set it equal to the response. So response equal to the res. Now let's see if this works. So if we run this object response here, that's the response. We can also console.log it. So instead of setting it equal to that, we can just do console.log res, like the response. Here we get the response as an object, which says the body is here, everything that the response, everything from the response. So you could say response.body, for example. Readable stream. It's just because fetch uses it has many values and methods, so that's why it's kind of strange sometimes. But like, I can say res.json, just to convert it to a JSON. It says promise pending, because here it's like it's still here we get the value. It's an object, so it says you have requested to see the API. Now, uh, that's been like pretty much the basics of the API. Here we made some routes, some middleware, and here we just running it constantly. Um, Make sure to like and subscribe, and see you next time.